You know what's interesting? You already know how to fall asleep fast. You've done it before, probably more times than you realize. The problem was never that you couldn't do it. The problem was that somewhere along the way, you started thinking about it. And thinking about falling asleep is a little bit like thinking about how you walk. The moment you pay attention to it, it stops being automatic. So tonight, we're not going to try to fall asleep. We're going to do something much simpler than that. We're going to remember what it feels like when it just happens. I'd like you to think of a time, it could be any time at all, when you fell asleep easily, effortlessly. A time when the distance between being awake and being gone was so short you barely noticed it. Maybe it was after a long trip, when you finally got home and your head touched something soft, and that was it. You were out. Or maybe it was a rainy afternoon, the steady sound of rainfall against the window, and you didn't decide to fall asleep. It just happened, the way a raindrop doesn't decide to fall from a cloud. It just lets go, and it's gone. Or maybe it's your own private memory, a time when sleep came so quickly and so completely that you barely remember the moment between awake and asleep. Whatever that time is, find it now. And don't just think about it, feel it. Feel what your body felt like in that moment right before you were gone. That heaviness, that warmth, whatever your feeling was, that particular quality that belongs to that moment and no other. Let it come back into your body now. And notice where you feel it. In your chest, your shoulders, behind your eyes, wherever it is, just notice it. That's enough. You don't have to do anything with it. Just the act of noticing it gives it permission to grow. And now let it grow. Let that feeling spread the way a drop of ink spreads in still water, effortlessly, in every direction at once, without anyone telling it where to go. It just expands because that's what it does when nothing is holding it back. Good. Now, I want to tell you about something that Milton Erickson once observed. He noticed that people who fall asleep easily all have one thing in common. They don't give themselves a choice about it. They don't negotiate with sleep. They don't have a conversation with it. They simply, at some point, stop being interested in being awake. And that's all it takes. Not effort, not technique. Just a quiet loss of interest in anything other than this feeling you're having right now. And isn't that interesting? Because you can already feel it happening, that loss of interest. The things you were thinking about earlier today, they're becoming less important now. Not gone, just less interesting. Like a television playing in a distant room. You know it's on. You just don't care what's on it. And I wonder if you've ever watched a candle in the moments before you blow it out. The flame gets very still, very quiet. It stops flickering. It stops reaching upward. It just holds there, perfectly balanced for one moment, and then it's gone. Not dramatically, not with effort. It just stops. The way your thoughts are beginning to stop now, not because you're forcing them, but because they've run out of reasons to keep going. And that feeling you found, bring it back now. Feel it again. And this time, amplify it. Let it become twice as strong, twice as heavy, twice as warm. As if someone has just wrapped a thick, heavy blanket around your entire body. Not just your body, around your mind too, around your thoughts. Everything gets softer, quieter, heavier. You know, there's an old church I heard about once in a village so small and so quiet that the only tall thing for miles was this church with a beautiful old steeple. And in the evenings, when the sun went down, the shadow of that steeple would fall across the village slowly, like a giant sundial. And one by one, the lights in the houses would switch off as the shadow passed over them. First the baker's house, then the schoolhouse, then the houses along the lane, one by one, lights off, quiet, still, until the whole village was dark and the only sound was the distant ticking of the clock in the steeple. And maybe that shadow is passing over you now. And you can feel the lights going off, one by one, inside your mind. The light of worry, off. The light of planning, off. The light of trying, off. One by one, easily, the way it happened in that village every single evening for 100 years. Not because anyone made it happen, because that's simply what the end of the day looks like when you stop resisting it. And the feeling keeps deepening. You don't have to help it. It's like gravity now, pulling you gently but steadily downward, the way a stone sinks through warm water, not fighting, not struggling, just surrendering to the one force in the universe that never has to try. And each breath out feels like a small release, a small letting go, as if each exhale is carrying away something you no longer need, a thought, a tension, a tiny piece of wakefulness, just dissolving into the air like mist. And now, imagine tomorrow morning for a moment. You're waking up, and the first thing you notice, before you even open your eyes, is a feeling of surprise, because you realize you don't remember falling asleep. You remember lying here. You remember listening to these words, and then nothing. Just a gap, a beautiful, peaceful gap where sleep simply arrived and took you, the way it used to, the way it's supposed to. And you realize it was fast. It wasn't a struggle. It wasn't an hour of lying there staring at the ceiling. It was more like one moment you were here, and the next moment you were gone, like a snap, like a light switch, like a candle flame that simply stopped. And that's going to be your new normal, not because you're going to try harder, but because you've remembered something your body always knew, that falling asleep fast isn't a skill, it's a release. It's the moment you stop holding on, and you can stop holding on now. That feeling you're feeling, it's everywhere in your body now, heavy, warm, complete, and there's nothing left to do with it except let it take you. The way the raindrop lets go of the cloud, the way the flame lets go of the wick, the way the village lets go of the light. You can let go now and be gone, easily, completely, now.